So I had somebody ask me the other day, JB, how do you gain a fresh start on your life? How do you basically become born again with new energy? Because what I feel right now, it's not me. I'm very stagnant. I'm scrolling too much, laying in my bed, laying on the couch. I'm not working out like I used to. I'm not getting my exercise. I'm not cooking like I used to. The things that you used to do and you were so passionate up and empowering about, you're not anymore, right? It went away. So how can you gain a fresh start on your new life? Because you can't go back. You can't go back. It's all about chapters. So you read chapter 1, you read chapter 2, read chapter 3, but you stop reading. You're in the middle of chapter 3. So what you're gonna do? Start back at chapter 2 to no. Now that's of course if you retain it. If you retain the information, then there's no point of going back. You are now underneath that energy spell of starting something but stopping. When it gets good, you sabotage, so you stop. You stay stagnant. So here's how you gain a fresh start on your life. This is the simplest way. Today, 103 degrees, and my night, last night, set me up for today. So what I did last night, I went to bed fairly early, right? Turned all my electronics off, and I went in my room and I read. So I got in that theta mind state, not beta, like almost drifting to sleep, but that subconscious but also consciousness of awareness, right? And I read in my room, and I finished the whole chapter very fast, and I retained it very quickly. And after I finished that chapter, I closed my book, put it back in my living room, and I went to bed, and I visualized that chapter, and I visualized manifestations of my desires. So when I woke up, guess what I did? First thing I did, I sprouted up, get the crust out my eyes, made my bed. I didn't even brush my teeth. I'm keeping it real. Didn't even brush my teeth. I put my underwear on, put my socks on, put my shoes on, got out the door. I went to a park and I just walked. Now, what that does is, I'm getting somewhere with this. You walking, not exercising, not working out with weights, weightlifting, running, jog. You just going for a long walk, especially in the heat. It's summertime, so especially in the hot sun, taking a nice long walk, unconscious. You're just walking. Now, what you do whenever you're walking, here's what you need to pay attention to. What you do whenever you're walking, you are in the present moment, of course. You are aware that you are outside under the sun, breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling, exhaling. While you're walking, you need to remember that while you're inhaling, you are esoterically, spiritually seated, right? You are stagnant. You are sitting in one space. When you are inhaling, when you inhale and you're walking, you're up. Now, when you exhale, that's you sitting back down into your seat, getting more comfortable. Right? So you visualize you're a chef, you're a skateboarder, you're a BMX biker, you are a streamer, you're a YouTuber, you're an editor, you're a rapper, you're a beat maker. You visualize your desired state. If you're a rapper, this means you having a viewing, right? Like a preview. You know how movies have a preview before the main show happens? They have a preview. And there's, y'all are in a venue, it's an event. Obviously, they're there for you, and you are greeting the people. So you are while you're on the walk in the heat, you are visualizing people shaking your hands, you smiling at them, they affirming to you how empowering your beats are and your messages are, right? With your music, and you're seeing yourself greet them. be energized and you are in that feeling under the sun. That's important because this is all elemental. In order to gain a fresh start on your life, you have to cook it up. So to make oatmeal, right? You have to boil water. You got to boil water first. You can't just put the oatmeal with the water in there and just let it. It's going to mess up the whole oatmeal. Or grits. I'm not too much of a fan of grits, but you get what I'm saying. You have to boil up and convect the water, right? So once you do that, you will be shifted into a new paradigm because next thing you know, you're walking for 2 hours. I had my phone, I had my AirPods, I had my keys. I didn't even touch that shit. I was like, okay, I'm gonna break it up. I'm gonna just aimlessly walk and, imagine, meditate, and visualize for like an hour and a half. And then for the other hour and a half, it was like 3 hours. For the other hour and a half, I'm gonna, listen to some 𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏, some bells, or, a podcast or an audiobook or something like that. I didn't do none of that. I just did the first thing. The only thing that I came there to do, I conquered. And I feel amazing. My vision is so much clearer. And I've been doing this for the past couple of days. My vision is so much clearer. So gaining a fresh start, you have to get up, inhale out your seat. You have to rise. And then you have to become more comfortable in your position while you are visualizing that desired state. Because the more you do that, the heat with you, because your heat is your passion. That's fire. Fire, you are fire, that fire burning, that's why they call it a fire burning desire, because it is your goal. It's fire. That's why one of my favorite R&B bands, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, because they make up the elements of the world. But the actual elements are earth, fire, air, and water, right? So once you have that fiery, passionate desire, you go for walks aimlessly and visualize that desired state, because it's very difficult to get out of, especially a depressive state. You know that. It's very, very difficult. It's never going to be easy, but it's always going to be simple. So once you use that fiery passion to get you moving, then that's when you use air. So you put your magic, you put the oxygen. That's why working out is not really the best thing for this, because you're doing an act while you're walking. You can get lost more so while you're walking, not when you're working out. When you're working out, you got the weights and, just in case, fuck up, right? So, yeah, the most important part of restarting your life and gaining a fresh start on your life is going for that long, exhausting, hot, sweaty walk. Because the sweat is the water. The sweat is you. That's like you being sick and you go outside, or you get, you jog. That's why a lot of people who are sick and they know better, they put on thick clothes, sweatpants, pajama pants, baggy clothes, hoodies, big ass sweaters, right? So they sweat out the sickness. Or if you drank the night before and you got disgustingly drunk and you want to get back right, the night after, the day after, guess what you do? You go to the sauna, nice run, and you sweat out the toxins. So that is all, and the earth is bringing it back down here. That's bringing it back to the dense world, the dense plane, because all the fire, the air, and the water are higher planes, and the earth is more down, as they say, down to earth. It's more dense. It's more feel. So yeah, that's how you gain a fresh start. And you do that tirelessly. You do that over and over and over again until it starts your nightly habits and your rising habits, it aligns, it matches up with one another. You see? And next thing you know, all of your desires and your manifestations will now be on this plane. Congratulations. You are now elevating to your desired character.